Yo guys, I'm HP. This is Dr. Pink and today's topic, Guitar Sound Lab. And today we're going to talk about compression. One of the most mysterious themes, I guess, in any type of sound design. And we want to check out what compression can do for your guitar sound. And before we start, I just want to remind you to subscribe to my channel and to join the HPCrazy Guitar Academy. So what does compression do? Well, maybe try to listen. I prepared a few settings here where you can hear the difference with compression, without compression. We're starting here with the Fender amp. That's just a plain Fender Deluxe amp with a spring reverb and nothing else, so we can really figure out what it does to the sound. Now this was without compression. Now we put in the compression. There was not such a big difference as you might have heard, but what happens, or does compression do? It pushes up the low volume notes and pushes down the high volume notes and gives, from a dynamic range like from this, it can push it down to probably this, as it compresses it. And you can choose how much the whole thing gets squeezed by the so-called ratio. This is a ratio of 1 to 2. Now let's put it up to 1 to 5, so we can hear a difference. Now it's 1 to 5, the ratio. Now you probably heard the difference. Also, you can say with the attack time, when shall the attack come in? This was not 2 milliseconds. Let's put it down to 1 millisecond, or even less. Let's put it down to half of a millisecond. And now it comes in even faster. If you play with a clean sound setting, one big advantage using compression on your guitar sound is the one thing. Every note you attack has more or less the same volume, which allows you to play really fast, and every note comes like as if you hit it like with a nail, but the compressor helps you to balance your slight indifferences with your attacking, and it helps you to probably play faster. But the disadvantage is, and that's my personal view, that's why I don't like compression so much, is it destroys your dynamic range because it compresses the sound. It also sustains a note, and if you take it away, see, the note disappears faster, or you have to work more for the notes. It's a more direct playing feeling, so you need to check it out. It has advantages and disadvantages. For me personally, I like to have a maximum dynamic range, and so mostly I don't use any compression, especially on clean sounds. Now let's go to crunchy sound. As I said already, I already prepared something, and it's, of course, there's a way more differences which you can do, but I just want to give a general overview of 3 sound settings: clean, crunch, and high gain. It's a little bit, okay, that's the maximum distortion. Well, that's okay. So now we have, let's take out the compression to hear the difference. This was with compression, without compression. With compression. Here I have a ratio from 1 to 5. Let's put it to 1 to 2 to see the difference. 1 to 2. Now it has more dynamic. There we have the same thing again. when you play, you know, like runs and stuff like that with the compression, somehow it makes you play faster, because it somehow balances the slight indifference with your picking and makes you play faster. But the disadvantage, again, it destroys a bit your dynamic range. Let's take the neck picker, and it gives this kind of ploppy sound, which is typical for when you put a lot of compression. Let me go back to 1 to 5, that you can hear the difference, or there you hear more. See, it makes plop, and the sound is here. It doesn't come in like this. It comes like whoosh. It's here. But of course, you can you can slow down this effect by putting up the attack time. Now it fades in more. But then you don't have the, you know, the thing with the playing fast is not so direct anymore. With a fast attack time, you can have this really direct attack time, which allows you to be more precise on fast runs if you do alternate picking. Good, and last but not least, let's go to high gain setting. So here I have a ratio 1 to 5. Let's go on the bridge pickup. Oh, the amp is a little bit low volume. Let's put it up. No, it's too much now. Okay. Now we have a lot of compression. You can already hear it. The sound sounds really squeezed. But the great thing is, you just hardly touch the string and you have a full sound. And of course, if you have that effect, it makes, if you were a legato player, it makes your legato playing easier, because you don't need to do the tapping so hard. And that's probably one of the trick of many really fast players. They have a really strong compression, and then it just goes like butter through it. But the disadvantage is you have this squeezed sound. Of course, you can reduce it again, just that you hear the difference. I take out the compression now, that you hear the difference. So this is already a little bit a squeezed sound, like a brown sound. But here you don't have this squeeziness, you have more, you know, this swampy sound. Well, I could add another amp. Let me take another amp as an example. It'll be, which one shall I take? Friedman. Okay, this one is not so swampy. Now let's check out with compression. Again, it sounds quite squeaky. And the legato playing goes really smooth here. Yo. And there again, when you put the attack time on a really low setting, then the legato goes. Here. Everything goes way more easier, but you don't have the tones of the dynamic range is not so high, of course. That's basically what compression can do on your guitar sound, and there are different types of compressors, and each of them have a specific sound. So you know, it's a lot of experimenting also with your playing technique, what fits your playing technique and what you want in your guitar sound. And compression can be a really very important component of your guitar sound. especially when you want to, if you want to do like effortless playing. Compression helps you a lot because it makes your playing effortless, because the note comes way faster. And one of the main problems when playing guitar is the guitar is not an instrument which makes things effortless. You still need to attack the string, or with legato you need some you need some strength to create a tone, and compression is really supports you a lot. That's why some guys really have a strong focus on compression. I know Steve Y is compression is something really important for him. Also, Joe Satriani has a lot of compression on his sounds, and that makes the legato playing really effortless. And that's one of the main reasons why using compression, even it destroys the dynamic range. It can destroy it quite dramatically, or it depends on the sound settings which you select. The more compression, well, is one rule, and then I'm finished for today. The more compression, the more effortless you can play, but the more you lose your dynamic range, and it's kind of a balance act between those two worlds. And if you want to have maximum expression, means you need to have as little compression as possible. I hardly use any compression. And if you highlight on having your expression with fast and effortless playing, then you probably use a lot of compressions. And you have seen these guys who have this damper here on the guitar. This pushes down the strings on the fretboard and makes it even more effortless. And then together with the compression, you just everybody can move the fingers fast like this, but the main problem is the synchronization. And this way you can kind of trick your system that it's not such a burden anymore, let's put it that way. That's about compression, what it can do. It's a really interesting topic. It's a lot of experimenting. I'm also trying now sound setting with more compression, exactly because of the one topic. When I want to have stuff which is really effortless, or like an example, if you want to do sweep picking, sweep picking is really one of the main problems is that each string sounds as loud as the other one, and that's really a task when you practice this stuff in compression. Compression can help you to minimize the negative effect of that technique. That's about all about this. If you love this tutorial, please check, or you have any questions, go to the HPCrazy Guitar Academy. More information probably there of questions, or you can discuss a sound setting in a specific, and we can check it out what the problem is. If you love my tutorials and my videos, please subscribe to my channel and please share to the world, and that me and Dr. Pink are existing. That will be really helpful. And if you want to support it with a premium membership in my academy, would be even more nice, because me and Dr. Pink are always hungry, and when it's so hot outside, we also would love to buy an ice cream. See you guys.